Lasers and rocks, animatronics and dinosaurs. You are now tuned in to the Disney Holic Show.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Holic Show. That's Mike TV.
And that's Jen Diz.
This week we step outside the Disney bubble only to dive even deeper into it. We're exploring the science behind Disneyland from forced perspective of Main Street, USA to the geological wonder of Galaxy's Edge. Woo!
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 I'm still in the middle of a marathon as we record today's episode, Jen Diz.
Oh shoot, what's going on?
I'm in a dozen virtual queues, well, two, one for D23 and one for Epic Universe. And one of them right now is going to pop. It says 46 minutes. So you guys might all get to experience that live on air as we record.
Because you know we go long on these episodes.
Yep.
Let's be real. Oh my goodness, which one is wait. Tell me more. What are these
This
virtual
is
queues?
D23 was for the Destination D Expo, but it already sold out.
No!
Yes.
I was gonna ask if you were getting me a
Oh,
ticket.
however,
Oh.
good news. The only part that sold out was the pre-sale that started today for Disney Visa
Ah.
card members.
Oh,
Yeah.
what about the D23 Gold members though?
The next tier that's going to unlock is April 14th for the general public who has the membership.
Okay, they're not
Gen
doing anything
Pop.
for gold members?
That's considered gold. Yeah, you still have to
Shady.
become gold. But you don't have to have a Disney Visa for that one. So same like the Expo. You just have to sign up.
No, but there's free membership also.
Oh, that I don't know because I'm both gold
Might
and
be
Visa, so I don't know the
shady.
peasant rules out there for these tickets. So speaking of a peasant, I didn't get a ticket. So there.
Oh, you're gonna be able to go around and watch people going into the show and ask them if they have any
I
extra tickets.
And I've been like staying up late or waking up early, mainly staying up late that it feels like I'm waking up early. I could have probably jumped on better at a better time, but it is what it is. Also, the one I'm watching right now as we're recording is for Epic Universe Annual Pass Preview Day Preview Holder Pass ticket purchase,
Wow, that's a lot of
pre-purchase.
words. Hmm. Okay, well, good
Yeah,
luck.
thank you.
We will stay tuned and hear live here
Ooh.
on the Disney Holic Show what's going on with Epic Universe Universal. Ooh, peasants. Just kidding. All right. So, speaking of other updates, I have a couple things coming up that I thought I would share.
Ooh.
You know how I talked about on the show that I went to a D23 Spotlight series for Indiana Jones Adventure, right? That one that they talked about is at the Imagineering campus, and they did a whole panel on the creation of this attraction. Well, they're having another Spotlight series, and I heard about it coming up, and I was like, yes, what's this next one going to be about
Ooh.
already, right? They're like rolling them. It's pretty quickly.
Like the Boulder Rock Stone
Like the
Ball.
Boulder Rocks. That's right. I don't know why I'm singing that, but yes, it's rolling just as fast as that Boulder Rock. However, the next one, are you excited about this one? D23 Spotlight Series and Walt Disney Imagineering presents 20 years of Duffy and Friends.
Huh. Little teddy bear. Teddy bear.
So, needless to say, I was not like super excited. No offense to anybody in the Duffy culture. I know it's a big deal, just not something I've
No,
figured
let's
out.
offend them because it's a weird thing. It doesn't even have a movie, right? Like a proper one, but not like a
I
little
don't
short or something.
I
Yeah, I don't
don't
think
I
it's.
don't even understand. So this is the reason I'm going. So I decided to still buy a
Oh,
ticket because if I'm going to learn about
look at
Duffy
that.
and Friends, this would be the best way to do it, right?
Edutainment at its finest.
Exactly. And I love a good excuse to go to the Walt Disney Studios and Imagineering Campus and whatnot. So like whatever,
Oh, and then you
right?
get to
So
shop when you're there.
you get to shop again. I get to go to the Imagineering Campus. I don't think we're going to studios at all, but like it's just fun. And like getting to hear these talks, it can be about anything, like not even Disney, and it still fascinates the hell out of me. So I just enjoy these things in general. So I'm going to be going to this one. I did not buy an extra ticket. I was going to get two, and I asked Jay Lass to come with me. Shout out Jay
Oh,
Lass. I know he goes to these events and he's great. And he was like, I'm good. Oh, now I'm calling him out on the show
wait, did
too.
he
Sorry about
say
it.
it like that? Like the turtle from Neverending Story?
Whoa, that's so weird that you bring that turtle up. I brought him up the other day. Um,
What about a
no,
lucky listener who can win a ticket to go with you?
you know what? I would say I would do that. However, this also sold out in
Oh,
lightning speed.
Buzz Lightning Lane Speed.
Gone. Ticket sold. So I can't even bring a lucky listener, but maybe I'll do that on another future panel. That would be really fun to do. So good idea. However, I wanted to talk about a little bit what it says it's going to be about. So just to see if this would pique your interest, Mike TV.
Nope, already
So it
doesn't.
says, give it a chance. Give it a chance. This edition of D23 Spotlight Series will feature a Walt Disney Imagineering panel, including Imagineers Charlie. What? Mike left the room, you guys. He straight up left the room.
Now I'm checking on the Epic Universe virtual queue.
Why don't you have it near you? Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, it has a whole bunch of different Imagineers that worked on Duffy and Friends. I can't with your
Wait, so there's
distraction.
there's Imagineers that worked on it? I thought it was just like
Yeah, of course there were.
The Disney Consumer Products toy division or something.
Oh my gosh, no. So they're gonna have the regular panel of Imagineers doing the talk at the Grand Central Terminal like last time. Then you
GCT.
get to go to the preview center with some additions that have been there since last time. That was super cool. Shopping, and then there's fan photo meetups, and they're encouraging people to dress up. So I'm actually excited about this part because you know I love a good reason to dress up. I will not be dressing up, but I like watching other people get into it. Um,
Speaking of, I'm going to an 80s vampire party tonight.
I know you guys, when I saw Mike on Zoom right now, I was like, who is this Mike from 1992? What's going on here? Very Lost
1992.
Boys. Look like a vampire yourself, so have fun. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we can tell Mike does not give a hoot or holler about this one, so
I
let's
will
move
cosplay
on.
as Duffy for you if you want for the right price.
Get your furry fact, your fascination in. There
Yeah.
you go. So yeah, so that's coming soon. I'm excited in a whole different way than I'm normally excited for these. I just like want to learn and I want to come out of this like feeling like, okay, that's why people are obsessed with this stuff. You know what I mean? I just like never understood it and I feel like I will after this one. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, quick side note. What is this new thing that people are obsessed with? This toy? It's starting to get into my algorithm and I hate it.
What toy?
It's like a toy people are collecting. And it looks like a Monchichi or like
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I'm glad that you don't know because I was like, please don't let me find out that you've been collecting
I'm like,
these
oh my God,
things.
let me turn off the background. I have 40,000 of them behind me. No.
It's so weird. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, they look just like Monchichis. And I was actually at Frankenson's collectible show. Have you ever gone there with me,
No, I haven't. Beaker.
Mike? What the fuck is going on? He's in a mood tonight, you guys. Okay. So it's a giant collectible show. I call it a flea market for nerds. It's like super
Oh, I
like
like that. I need to find
fandom
one.
based and pop culture. And they have a bunch of those Monchichi looking dolls with all sorts of different faces on them. Like
I guess
all
people are
over
going nuts. They're like
ceiling.
lining
Yeah.
up. I think they're blind box too, unless you buy them,
Oh
like
boy.
resale, like at the flea. So yeah, something that we shouldn't get into. Actually, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm good. I just can't. In fact, they have a Loungefly backpack that I actually kind of want, and I'm not gonna get it because I haven't ever bought one, and I feel like if I buy one,
Same.
I'm gonna buy 1,000. Like just you can't. You got to stop yourself. Self-control.
Same. I
Well,
can't
speaking of
collect
toys,
lounge flies
no, I don't
or
have room
anything dolls or
or
stuffed
money.
animals.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay. Speaking of toys, though, because I do like collecting toys, There is a new toy coming out in Disneyland for the 70th anniversary, and I'm kind of excited about this, but I haven't read about it truly. I just grazed over it real quickly when I had some free time. But I want to read it now with everybody. This is from the Disneyland website. It's called The Key to Disneyland. And this is available for the 70th anniversary, so starting on May
Oh.
16th. So it says for nearly 70 years, the lands of Disneyland parks have been collecting magic, and Mickey Mouse needs your help to unlock the festivities for the Disneyland 70th celebration. With the key to Disneyland, you'll unleash hidden magic in each land, plus unlock a commemorative trading pin at the end of your journey, right? So what this looks like is this giant plastic toy, right?
Oh.
And it's like the Disneyland D with like it almost looks like a key, but that's the Disneyland D is the handle part, and it has the castle as like where the little key prongs come out at the end of your key.
Wow, they're going full on for 70. I like it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
And it lights up. It's very colorful. It does look like very like childish, like
Colorful.
for little kids, like a chunky plastic toy.
Oh.
But I like the idea of getting to do these interactive things around the park. It almost
Yeah.
reminds me of maybe what the Harry Potter wands do. Something similar, right?
Oh, that's pretty advanced. They just launched 2.0 at this new park.
I know.
2.0.
What's the difference?
We didn't even finish the 1.0 things.
I
I don't even know where
know.
my
I
wand
don't even
is.
know where my wand is.
Whoops,
Whoopsies!
Wanda. We just got to go straight to
Wanda.
2.0. Straight to 2.0. You know, Magic Bands, I think they got us three times. I think they're on the third at this point. Magic Band 2.0 Plus is what we have.
Yeah.
But the new wands, they do more things. They're more personalized. So let's say you unlock a spell where the bucket in the window falls and then the water drips and a potion spins. And let's say the potion was screen based, but all the other things were practical effects. The screen based will start swirling into whatever it's supposed to turn into, and it might say your name or it might have your picture on it, your face.
Oh, let's not do the face. Thanks.
It depends on the potion. So stuff
Oh
like
boy.
that where they can personalize it. I don't think it's all screen based, but I couldn't think of any other way.
Let's get some deep fakes into some like cool things that might be
Ooh,
fun.
imagine getting, okay, no, the purists will hate this, but imagine every time you go through the ballroom scene, not the ballroom scene, Madame Leota's scene, from your point of view, from your buggy,
Ah,
you see one of your faces in there because it took a picture.
that would be cool. I would love to be Madame Leota just for one round, you know?
Yeah, and it's gonna be the same spiel and everything. It's just your face on it.
Just to say I've been there, done that, you know?
Wow.
Cool.
And then
I
they
like
have
that.
to have a technology where it's only whoever's looking at it based on the buggy. I think that exists and has to. It'll be changing depending on it. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
it
I don't
rotates.
know. There's a lot of buggies in that one little room, so it might be complicated, but it's a good thought. Maybe we could bring it up to Imagineering, call our people, and see if they like our ideas, you know?
How
You
did
never
we
know.
get here?
I don't know. So speaking of how we got here, thank you, bringing it back to the magic, what's this thing called? The key to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you take this key and then you explore the park looking for 70th celebration lock stations in each land. Then you get to go take your key and unlock it, and it'll reveal an icon. There's lighting effects, music, and things to do with the land. I don't know exactly what that is,
Oh, okay.
but
This
something magical
is
happened.
sounding, you're right, like the wands, and much
Or
better
the
than,
magic bands,
I'd
right?
say,
Like magic
even
bands
better
use.
than the magic bands. You know,
Yes, better than magic
those
bands.
statues are still there in Disney World. They're permanently there now, and there hasn't been much extra done with the new magic bands yet, interactive.
Yeah, no. They've been working on this key to Disneyland, evidently.
For
But
Pete's
yeah,
sake.
once you finish all nine lands in Disneyland, you get to go and find the final station and collect your trading pin. So then there's now nine different, which I don't know why they picked nine. One of nine commemorative trading pins you get. So you get to now do this a bunch of
I know
times if
why
you want.
nine. I know why nine. Because it's going to be
Oh,
for
nine
every.
lands. I just said it.
Oh.
What was your theory?
I was going to make something up that it was every 10 years, but then that's seven, I think.
Yeah.
Plus two bonus.
So they're gonna make me buy like 9 of these, probably, right? Nah, I'll probably just buy one, but still, it's really cute and fun. I am here for it. I like any reason to like, oh, I was just gonna say something that does not sound right, but stick things in places. I think it's fun. So let's do it, right?
Let's do it.
Do you agree? That is
Everyone's
fun, right?
welcome.
Yes,
Everyone's welcome.
everyone's
All
welcome. There we
genders.
go. So, anyway, do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about coming up before I just
Oh
like
my
totally dive right in?
goodness. No, no, I'm just keeping an eye. We're at 29 minutes until hopefully I'm in the
Oh,
epic universe.
shoot.
Shopping cart, I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. Okay, just let me know if we need to pause here.
Oh, we're
Okay,
gonna
we
do it
can
all
take a
live. We're gonna do
pause.
it all live.
Yes. Let me know when we need to interrupt my, because I'm about to blah, 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 blah
Oh
for a
well,
little bit
okay.
here.
I'll come in with an
Okay.
alarm. Okay.
Yeah. Just blow the spot up and we'll get back to it. Okay. So I said at the beginning of this episode that we are going to step outside of the Disney bubble. Why did I say that? Because we are going to WonderCon. This is not Disney affiliated. This is
Ooh.
one of the conventions in Disneyland. We have seen it many times, you and I even, Mike,
Yep.
when we have stayed at a local convention center hotels, when we've come to Disneyland and we see all the fun cosplay. We've been curious about it. Well, I finally got to go and I will be attending moving forward. It was a lot of fun.
Ooh. And it is put
Um,
on by Comic Con, the big one. It's
yes,
like
it is by
the
Comic-Con.
child of.
Yep. And I will say the 3-day badges are super affordable. It's only $135 for 3 days for this year. It's probably going to change, right? But individual days ranged from like 44 to 61 bucks. Very,
Oh,
very inexpensive for
Buckaroos.
a con. And I would say that it's a great starter convention. Like if
Oh,
you
okay.
want to go to D23, but you're overwhelmed by the thought of it, try WonderCon first. That's what I would say to do because it's really cute and fun. They have a good amount of like fun panels, um, great vendors, things to see, cosplay meetups, the whole nine, just on a much smaller scale. So it's like, and not as many people. It didn't feel like
Wow.
insanely crowded the whole time.
You know what? A new phrase we're gonna start using when we're talking about like everything in one. We're gonna say the whole nine lands for us instead
The
of
whole nine
yours.
lands,
Yep.
Disneyland.
Yep.
That's right. Except for this trader over in Disney World. Anyway,
Oh, I thought you
so
were gonna say the Trader Galaxy's Edge. It brought us to nine, but it's weird.
Trader Sam's. Oh yeah, I know, right? It is weird. That one. Okay, so WonderCon, a couple of the vendors I wanted to mention. First of all, they had a Zelda vendor, which was selling a bunch of Zelda things, but they also had an ocarina, like a bunch of ocarinas that
Wow.
they're playing them. And I literally tracked her down from across the show floor. I was like, where is that coming from? Because it's all the
Wow.
songs from Zelda and was like making me so happy. And I ended up finding her just by using my ears and traveling
Oh, just
the
like the
con
game.
floor. Huh?
It'd be just like the game. There'd be like an
Just like the
arrow going.
game. Yeah. And you like walk certain ways and it gets louder. Totally.
Wow.
It was very cute. So you'll find like all these pop culture vendors that you could buy. There's makers there, there's artists, there's comic book people that are creating brand new series for you to check out. All sorts of really cool stuff. They also had a bunch of droid meets up on the floor.
Meats up.
Meetups.
That sounds like
Meets up.
beef and sausage.
Meets up. Anyways, so they had a bunch of meetups on the floor with droids. So it'd be like literal parades of like R2s and um
Aw.
yeah, like just a bunch of different droids coming down and they like have zhuzhed them up. There's one that was like covered in
Oh,
glitter, like sparkly, and they're so
oh, I
fun. They're
like
very,
that.
very cute. I know. And then there was a couple
Like
choppers, and I
fan
just love
made.
Chopper.
That's cute.
Yes, very much
True
so that
fans.
all fans,
WonderCon.
hardcore fans. Jeff Granito was there. We're probably most of us familiar with him for Disney art. He's in a lot of the tiki space in Disney. He had his own booth there. It was very cute, looked like a little tiki hut, and had a bunch of his stuff, artwork, clothing, and drink things like cups and whatnot. Very, very cool. So yeah, so let's go on to the panels. So I have brought up a list just to give you an idea of some of the different panels that they have at WonderCon that may be affiliated to Disney. So we're all
Oh.
Disney people here. So let's take a look at this. We've got a lot of stuff going on outside right now. Try not to be distracted. There's helicopters and police.
You know, life
Probably,
happens. Life happens
you
just like
know,
I'm now on 23 minutes wait time for Epic
ooh, exciting.
Universe.
There was a fire in the Disneyland parking garage the other day, and it was just like this. There's all these helicopters. I'm hoping nothing's going on at Disneyland right now. Jeez Louise.
Wow, jeez Louise.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I will say another thing about this con is they have a lot of these fandom based panels. For instance, one of the first ones was Spiders Men, multiversal storytelling.
That's like the meat sup.
Spiders Men.
I was like, what?
You're like, you're saying it wrong again. Nope,
Again?
I'm right here.
Fighters Man. Okay.
Spiritual themes in comics. This also included Disney. Star Wars X-Wing, Find the Rebel Spy. Learn to play all afternoon, quick and easy miniature demos in less than 30 minutes. So they're teaching you how to build miniatures and play around with them. Writing for animation, working on the set for Skeleton Crew and Kenobi.
Ooh.
hmm They had the official Disney Bound panel. That's pretty cool, right? And it says bringing bounding to all fandoms. I love that. It's like now branching out.
Oh, that is very timely with Universal Studios' new fan events at the parks.
Yes. Oh, shoot. I need to get something together for that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's another thing
Are
I have
you
coming
doing
up, but
Back
it's
to
not
the
till May.
Future or Nintendo? What is going to be your theme?
Probably Back to the Future,
Oh, that's
right?
cute.
I love Back to the Future.
I like the outfits we had on at the escape room that was unofficially Back to the Future themed,
Which escape
but I
room?
think it did take a pair of us to do that right. It was like set in the 50s and there was an ice cream parlor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That was cute. Production to distribution, thinking outside the box. Uh, Dickens Tale. All these things are like related to Disney in some way, but let me see if I have anything else here that's
Oh, the Dickens stuff is interesting. We know people who go to the Dickens Fair. I've never been. Have you been?
I have.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
On a
very
scale of
immersive.
cool as 0 and 10 is nerdy, where does it fall on the 0 to 10?
I would say right at five because it
Oh,
is very nerdy, but it's still done so well that it's really cool.
do you have to dress up?
No,
Oh, okay. All right.
but it is nice. I haven't dressed up before, but like when you see a group of people in the, oh my God, you are
I'm
so,
so
I can't even concentrate
I'm
tonight with you.
surprised you haven't dressed up there.
I just don't have, no. Moving on.
I'm doing I'm just doing some stretches throughout our recording today.
What the heck? Oh my God. They have a thing on voice acting, animation, video games, Doctor Who, and the 25th anniversary of Emperor's New Groove. Also, this
Oh.
this convention was very inclusive. Like they had
Why
a
did they
ton of
choose
panels.
that number to do
Which
that?
one?
Celebrate it. Emperor's New.
25th?
Oh, I thought you said 24th. I was like,
No,
that's so random.
25th.
Okay.
I was like, that's a big one. Like you're like, I'll be ready in 18 minutes.
18 minutes. You got to be specific.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, one of the panels that I went to that I absolutely loved was called The Science of Disneyland.
Oh.
Um, this was really cool, and I'm going to read you the description of it. So it says Disneyland is just down the road, so let's take a virtual field trip to explore the parks from a different point of view. There's something to discover in every land, life on other planets and galaxy's edge, dinosaurs roaming the railroad, and majestic rock formations in Cars Land, just to name a few.
Hmm.
There's also robotics everywhere, from the original audio animatronics to the advanced Spider-Man that swings across Avengers Campus.
Ooh, the
Panelists,
Stunttronic.
yep, Stuntronic. Panelists include a, astrophysicist.
That's
Tell I'm not a
from
scientist.
that's from the Smurfs. Oh, Asriel.
Oh my gosh. Astrophysicist Lisa Will, geologist Garrett Weiss, paleontologist Stuart Sumida, and biologist Elizabeth Rega, all who are huge Disney fans and cannot wait to geek out and help you experience Disneyland from a whole new angle. Now, two of these people had worked on things in Disney, and
You
one of
went,
them
yeah.
was the paleontologist. He worked on the Matterhorn animatronics, as well as
Both?
helping them design the Beast for Beauty and the Beast, which is really cool.
Oh, so the new stuff.
The new stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
we got to get our butts over to the Asia parks, please.
Yeah, we do. I know. But I was talking about the movie.
Oh, I
So
think you said Beauty and the Beast animatronic. I
no,
swear.
I didn't.
Oh my God, I can't
I said
hear
and
today.
Matterhorn animatronic, but you were interrupting me.
Oh,
So
because okay,
there's that.
Matterhorn first or second animatronics?
Yes. Oh my gosh. What else here? Oh yeah, Elizabeth Rega, who consulted on the Hall of Presidents. So that was pretty cool too. So we'll
Snooze.
get into all of this here. What? Oh my God.
I said snooze. I'm being the audience today.
You're being a lot today. What's your queue time right now on your virtual queue?
It has moved up, or I should say back. It's now 22 minutes. It should be at like 15 by now, if I'm
Okay.
doing my math correctly.
Yeah, you are doing your math correctly, but okay.
Okay.
Well, let's see if I can get through this in 22 minutes. We'll
Now
see.
I wanted to pop live on air. It's
No, I mean, it will. I have other
oh
stuff to talk about too.
okay.
I am not done yet, let me
The
tell you.
anxiety. I
Okay.
hope everybody's feeling it along with us.
I definitely am. So, the first thing they talked about, or not first, but some of the things they talked about was forced perspective. And there were a lot of us already know about this, but one of the things, in case you did not know, they use the what do you call it? Like the
Scale measurement.
yeah, but like what is it called? Like the something of forced perspective, the effect of forced perspective on Main Street, USA. And they gave the
Uh-uh.
actual measurement, which is cool. The first floor is 100%, like full scale. Second floor is 5/8, and the top floor is 1/2. So it gets
Mm.
smaller as you go up. And the reason for that is to make it seem like you have these tall buildings next to you and you really, feel like they're smaller. Like it doesn't feel so overwhelming because the little castle at the end needs to feel bigger, right? So they make the castle pop because they have scaled these buildings in a specific way. One thing she mentioned also for forced perspective, which I never really thought of being forced perspective, but Peter Pan is for forced perspective. When you have the city below you, it makes you feel like you're flying over this city, even though it's tiny. However, it's never really worked for me. How about you?
What? It's always worked. I thought it's so far away, and until we did, I think, an episode learning about the bicycle chains that make the traffic.
Yeah.
Until then, I didn't really, to be honest, know that it was that Monet, like that uh that not detailed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
thought they were
mean,
at least little
it's
buildings or
clever.
something. Yeah, so clever, so smart. I thought they were little cars for sure, like micro machines or something. Nope, nothing.
Okay, I will give that to you. I also thought that. They got me on that. But I never felt like I was like, wow, I'm so high in the sky. It's always felt like this is cute
High
that
up
they're
in
trying
the
to make us feel like we're
sky.
high in the sky. Butterfly in the sky. Okay, speaking of going twice as high, she says it's 17 feet above. You're flying 17 feet above the floor. Does that seem right?
Yeah, 17 feet is just like you'd be at the ceiling of the second floor of a house.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that high for me.
Oh, really? It feels pretty high. Sometimes I go, whoa, whoa, like don't fall off.
That's pretty cool. Okay. We had another one of the scientists on the panel confirm that there are no real skeletons in Pirates of the Caribbean anymore.
I don't
Not
believe it.
one.
I don't believe it.
Oh, still wants it. Do you still want the one on the headboard to be real?
There are multiple that, and there's even just like bone pieces, like an elbow cap. They
There
just
has
won't
to be,
admit it.
right?
Yeah, there has
They
to
had
be.
to have dropped something and couldn't find it.
And at least one person has to have thrown it on a guest.
That's, oh yeah, there's definitely fragments of a whole bunch of people in there for sure.
Yeah.
But they said there used to be real skeletons because they would buy them at a lower rate from medical centers and stuff like that. However, at some point it became like, that's not really cute. So let's get casts of skeletons instead. So most of what you see are casts of skeletons, and almost all of them are female. And that's just because they're
Oh.
smaller build. So,
I also think the reason why people keep thinking there was a story about real skeletons is because in real life, a lot of those old school carnival haunted houses that just have like maybe two go rounds of the track, they used to use real ones, and that it
yeah.
was easier than probably buying a fake one.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Creepy. Woo.
Creepy crawlers.
Can't wait till
Um,
Halloween.
They also talked about motion simulators and just how they work in general. She says Star Tours at max takes you 35 degrees, which is not a whole lot. Like 45 is only like that, right? So 35 is probably like that.
Ooh, I thought we went 90 degrees straight down.
Right.
It
So
feels like it.
they fool with the way they do the video and the sounds and lighting effects and everything that they can do in there to amplify what your brain is doing. Like the science around
So
how
cool,
you're
so cool,
feeling is really fascinating, including your equilibrium being a big part of that.
so cool.
So they want to trick your brain into feeling like you guys are dipping all the way backwards, dipping all the way forwards, going left and right, when actually the movements are not that drastic. It's kind of cool. I still want to go inside that showroom and just see those things moving around.
You know,
Have
they
you
should
seen the
make
pictures of them?
it's like yeah, they should
It
make
just
a
looks
ride
cool.
where that's all it is you seeing the arm.
That would be a backstage tour.
Slash
They have them in Disney World,
the
not
new
in
Iron
Disneyland.
Man ride. Whoops.
Oh, and the new Epic Universe ride. Whoops. So spoilers. Spoilers.
Wait, what? No spoilers, please. I have 14 minutes until it opens. You know what? I'm gonna spoil something the next Disney thing that comes up. Watch. Beware. Beware.
Beware, beware. All right, petrified trees. As most Disney holics know, there is a big old petrified tree right next to the rivers of America. If you haven't had a second to go check it out next time. It's pretty cool. It's got a little plaque with all the information about it on there. But one thing the geologists let us know is that they used a lot of, quote, petrified trees in Galaxy's Edge. Now, they
I know.
aren't real. They are designed to be petrified, though. So the
I
actual
know that.
black spires of Galaxy's Edge are supposed to be petrified trees. I did not know that. I
I
thought
know
they were
that.
just
And they're
rock
thousands of
formations.
feet tall. Like they reach into the skies.
Yes.
Crazy.
Force perspective again.
I mean, when they
So,
weren't stumps.
right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excuse me for my cough that I'm allergic to black spire petrified wood.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, I have one more thing to tell you about them. There are a couple fallen petrified trees in Galaxy's Edge that you can actually see the like sides of, and you can see the rings of the tree in them. I've
Oh.
never noticed this. He said it's over near Rise of the Resistance. So
Yeah.
next time you're over by the attraction, check it out.
And
Pretty cool.
when you come out of the end of Rise of the Resistance, you could see part of it there when you're talking to the captain who tells you to go to the exit portal. Love it.
Wait, what?
You know, there's that spot where you pause and they're like, "Good job." Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but sometimes it stalls if the exits are not clear yet, and you're like, "Okay,
Yeah, you're staring at the cousin of Akbar up there.
oops, Kakbar."
Akbar, Akbar. When they did the creation of Galaxy's Edge, they had a fun experiment they did where they created some of the rocks. Like they, did their studies and then created the fake rocks of Galaxy's Edge, photographed them, and then gave actual geologists side by side comparisons of Galaxy's Edge versus the real thing, and they could not pick it out. Like
Smart.
half of them, they're like, I can't tell the difference. I don't know which is real, which is fake. So they did a really good job at creating these realistic geological wonders or whatever. So super
Wonders. Good
cool.
job.
Thanks. That one was out of the bag. Moving on over to Cars Land. They talked about the layers in the rocks there and like how intricate they were. The geologists were fascinated by how well it was done. That was another thing that looks really real. And then if you were to look over by, it's not the entrance of Cars Land where they have that like postcard that you could take a photo next to. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like where you go down Route
Yes.
66. It's the other side going towards San
Greetings
Francisco.
from or something.
Yeah, the other side where it's like the arches. If you go over there, they have first of all, they have a ton of funny car puns, but also speaking of car puns, they're on this as well. They have one of those signs that are basically like a national park brochure. They have them
Oh,
in
uh-huh.
real national parks all over if you're familiar with that. They just kind of tell you a bunch of details, and it's really giving you that look into what they use as inspiration for Cars Land. And there's an actual cross section in the Grand Canyon that this is supposed to represent. And I guess it looks just like it. So this is an actual piece of our land here that they made, that they replicated. It's not just kind of random. It's like it's supposed to be an actual positioning in the Grand Canyon, which is pretty cool. I did not know that either.
Down on Route 66.
That's right. As you could imagine, scientists were involved in creating anthropomorphic characters. So anytime there was an animal that needed to act like a human, they would call on their scientists to help them create these characters to resemble both features, human and animal, right? Um, and this one was really funny because they said it was when they couldn't figure out how to draw a certain animal or character in a certain way. They would say, "Oh, you need to bring the shoulders up and make them lean forward when they're moving, and then their legs further back." They would give them like tips, and then the Imagineers would recreate them and then be like, "Oh my gosh, this is magical. This is like exactly how it looks and how it should look and feel." And then the scientists like, "Well, yeah, duh, that's how the animal moves, right?" Like they just like know these things and it's like second nature to them, but like an artist that creates cartoons, maybe not so much. So this blend of creative brains working together was like really fascinating to create these, anthropomorphic characters that we
And
have
each
so many of.
character is based on an animal that moves and acts so differently than any other one.
Right. Yep. Very cool. They also had and no, I'm sorry, animatronics they talked about for a while. One of the things was that animatronics can't stop quickly. Like, for instance, like if I was to wave my arm and just stop it, it would just stop, right? But if you're an animatronic, it's gonna like bounce because it can't like do what we do as humans with our muscles, right?
I have a
And
lot of
so,
inappropriate things that I'm not going to say.
like what, Mike?
Just your body movements that are body movements.
Body moving, body grooving. Okay. But the way they fixed this was if you notice, and this has always kind of bothered me about animatronics, I'm like they're too flowy. Like they kind of just like could like care they kind of move a lot, like too much. I've
Oh,
always noticed it about it.
I like it better than the robotic Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, for sure. But it's
Yeah.
still like it I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it's still not right, right? Something is still not right.
Not
And this
human,
is now I
inhuman.
discovered this is why. And it's because they can't make them stop. So they have to make them go past and then come back. So it's like a slow like ooh. Like those
Oh,
wavy motions that you're getting off animatronics, the newer ones, that's exactly why. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So that's pretty cool. She also talked about the design of animatronics over the years and the new technology, how you don't have that pop and hiss anymore like you used to. So, pretty cool. It's come a long way and they are so lifelike now. I cannot wait to see the Walt Disney one. I'm so scared.
I was going to
Very
ask
excited
you,
though.
that's opening soon this year, right? For the 70th.
Yep. I was going to ask, they had a Q&A at the end and I was going to ask if any of them got to help with the Walt Disney animatronic and the Q&A
What?
got cut off. So,
What a shame. That's a good question. I hate being at a Q&A when somebody wastes a question on a dumb question.
yeah,
Like
I'm
someone
usually
stands
one of
up.
those.
No, that's a good one. I hate when people stand up and they're just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't think of a dumb question right now.
Oh, there's so many. I've
So
I've
many.
heard so many bad questions, and people are up there trying to promote their stuff. Like I would
Oh,
go there like, "Hey, on my podcast, the Disney Holic Show, I'm curious to know if they have this." Like, no, we are not here to promote your podcast. Like, be a regular, decent
I
human
was gonna
being.
say you should
Question.
do that next time
Ah!
on our behalf, sponsored
No, I
by.
never did that. I never would. Thank you very much. Not the
Um,
right time or place.
I have a second spin-off to your animatronics. um, observations at the event, which is they just premiered. Now, I think this was at CinemaCon. They just premiered the Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 trailer, animatronics gone wild. I can't wait. I think
Oh,
they're out of the arcade. They're like in the city.
did you like the first one?
I love the first one. So
Oh,
good.
shoot. I like the game. I didn't like the movie.
Speaking of number three spinoff, Steamboat or Screamboat is
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Haven't
I
seen it
know.
yet. What are we doing with our lives? We're
You
supposed
need
to
to
be
come
reviewing.
visit me and we need to watch that movie and then do the escape room right after it. They have an escape room out
It'll
here of it.
be, no, we need to watch it in ASAP so we could review it.
Okay, I mean, I'm fine with watching that.
Ooh, I
Let's do
wonder
it.
if any of our listeners have seen it yet. Any horror fans out there? It is
I
directed
know.
by the or created by the Terrifier 3 people. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, please. I do want to hear about it, but I also just want to watch it. So maybe we should just put that on our to-do list.
To do.
Okay. Back to the animatronics that we were talking about in this panel. They also talked a lot about the Hall of Presidents, which I know snooze, right? But it was actually kind of interesting. They said, which I hadn't really realized, they're like Disney loves to recycle when possible. So like either using the same thing or using a same design, for instance, instead of having to recreate something brand new. And what I never thought of is that the presidents, they all have basically the same frame, like the same animatronic body, and then the same hands, same everything, and they just changed the heads on them. I never even
Wow.
thought about that. Or not even the heads, they just changed the skin. Ugh, makes me
Oh.
fucking gross. But anyways, but yeah, they just changed the skin for the face and you have a brand new president, right? Maybe dress them a little different and that's about it. Otherwise, the animatronics get to just like they get to replicate the last one. And then two moments where they realized last minute, like, wait, we can't just do this, was Obama because he is no longer a white man. So they had to get him some new hands, right?
Oh, I thought
Because
you
use
just
the
meant
same
the
hands.
I thought you just meant the skeleton. So even the hands and the skin was
I
the
mean,
same every time.
the same every time,
That's
which is like
fascinating.
something to say for whatever.
Oh
But
yeah, and they don't need
anyways,
how sad because they also don't need breasts.
yeah. So that was another thing
What?
when they were planning for possibly Hillary coming in, they're like, we're gonna have to build a whole new type of animatronic because she's a
Yikes.
woman, a
You heard
different,
it
not
here.
even just
Disney
the
Imagineers, they rigged the election so that they didn't have to make breasts
shut
for
up.
animatronics.
Terrible. No.
What a life.
But they're like, it's not just the tatas, it's also like their entire frame is smaller, so they have to like
Yeah.
redo everything. So,
Can you believe that
um,
was almost 10 years ago and we were at Disney World? And
I
and
know.
remember thinking, "Oh, it's going to be Hillary on the stage, Hall of Presidents."
Yep.
Wow. What a
Wild.
time.
What
10
a
years.
time. Oh my gosh. I'm just realizing. Anyways, I need to get in that conversation right now, but I'm just realizing something else. Wow. So anyways, that was interesting to think about. I loved I love to hear when they repurpose stuff too. It's just kind of
Oh,
funny to
yeah.
think about like the
America
America theme.
sings. Oh,
Yep.
there you go. You told me
I
about
love
that.
bringing
That's
that
one
one
of
up.
those
It's so
fun
funny.
facts. Yep.
So fun. Um, and then the other thing they brought up, which was really good too, is like, hey, we are not science police, right? We're not here to like say that you can't do something imaginative or creative. A lot of scientists get both deemed as not comedians and not creative, right? They're very factual, very realistic. But in this case, when they get to work with Disney, they get to completely go haywire, like building dragons. Dragons don't exist, but let's make one, right? Like, let's figure out what a dragon would probably move like. And they were talking about how, oh, we haven't dissected a dragon, but we have dissected alligators and we have dissected monkeys and all these other creatures that could be parts of what a dragon might be like. So,
I like that. I
they,
know for
yeah,
Jurassic Park, the sound designers used like 8 different animals just to make the T-Rex.
yep,
Wow,
yep.
so cool.
Very cool. And then lastly, they talked about in the animatronic field, they talked about stuntronics. So the stuntronic is the Spider-Man we were talking about earlier that flies across Avengers Campus. And Imagineer Tony Dohey, I think you pronounce his last name. Tony Dohey worked on this, and it was kind of cool because one, I think it was the paleontologist, one of the panelists in this panel, was his teacher, his instructor. And then he laughed a little bit and kind of paused, and we're like, okay. We're like, oh, that's cool. Like one of your students became an Imagineer. It's a big deal. And he goes, but I wasn't his teacher in engineering. I was his teacher in karate. So he
Oh,
was his karate dojo. Yeah.
interesting.
But it was pretty cool because this guy, Tony Dohey, was an engineer. And then he also had a very specific like knowledge about human movement because of karate. So he got into the field of working on robotics like stuntronics. And it makes so much sense, right? You're just like able to completely show how the body moves and then also be able to work on features like a stuntronic. So I just thought that
That's
was a kind
cool.
of fun fact that they dropped. But yeah, that was that panel, Science of Disneyland. And this is where I just want to say, like, if you guys love nerding out about this stuff, go to these weirder panels. I think they're so much fun. I feel like when I go to the ones that sound like, very Disney kind of big umbrella version, I don't really learn anything new as a Disney holic, right? There's different levels for everybody. But I love going to these weirder ones where you just hear stuff that you've never heard before. And I learned a bunch. Like I learned so much stuff about science and about Disneyland all at the same time. So it was very cool. All right, that's a wrap on WonderCon. How are you doing on your queue?
WonderCon, 6 minutes until
6 minutes.
we cross over from WonderCon into an Epic Universe purchase queue if all goes correctly.
Oh my goodness.
Stay
Okay,
tuned, stay
well,
tuned.
I don't even know if I have a 6 more minutes of content, but I will give a quick shout out to my friend Christopher. This is one of those great moments in being a Disney holic, or being, should we just say Disney holicism, right?
Diddly
In Disney holicism, when you meet somebody new in your life and they are not a Disney holic, right? A new friend that just doesn't like Disney at the level you do, not hating it. No, no, it's not like that. They're not hating on it. They
No,
just,
I'm hating on them.
okay, gotcha. Not hating on Disney holics, just not at the same crazy level as I am. But one of these moments comes into when you start learning more again, right? It's the same as these panels. Like you start hearing more things because maybe this person's really into these other passions in life, and then they can kind of combine them together. So he showed me this YouTube video by Mark Rober, who is a very popular YouTuber. He also is a former NASA engineer, I believe.
Excuse me, I love Mark Rober. I was
Oh, do
thinking this,
you?
I thought this whole time we were leading up to you meeting him or seeing him on a panel. So sad. So like Mark Rober is so talented. He's also happens to be very handsome,
Oh,
but
oh,
he
that's okay.
he has an autistic son and he does so much charity and awareness and he's created a foundation for it. And
Aw.
he also went and graduated from USC, which is where a lot of Disney Imagineers and
Mhm.
animators and such graduate from also in Southern California. Love Mark Rober.
I love that you know all about him. I am not much of a YouTube person, so I just hadn't discovered him. But have you seen his video on the LiDAR camera then?
Probably
Does it sound
not. Maybe
familiar?
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one that Christopher showed me, and fascinating. Go watch it. It's so cool. So this guy sneaks this camera in. It's basically this giant like circular camera thing that he straps onto his chest and hides it under like a big parka or windbreaker. He smuggles it into Disneyland somehow.
Love
And
it.
oh, he had it in a bag first. And like I guess they just didn't know what it was. So they just let it go through. I don't know. But anyway, he made it in. And then before he went over to Space Mountain, he strapped it on his chest and hid it under the windbreaker. That's when he did that.
Oh,
And I am not, disclaimer, I am not a scientist.
you're not?
I
This
am
whole time
not.
I
I did
thought
not
you
get
were.
my degree. I'm sorry. But um, from what I got out of watching this video, this is a device that shoots out like a million lasers, and what it's doing is measuring. I'm probably so wrong, but it's somehow giving you a 3D rendering of the room that you're in.
Oh yeah, that
Now,
makes sense. The VR, a lot of VR has that built in, the LiDAR built in, and that's when you look around and it says, "Tell me where your space is." And do you see all the grid that shows
oh
up
yeah.
so you don't bump into the walls? Totally the same.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing, I guess like a million lasers just going bananas.
That's tight.
The part that still blows my mind, I still can't figure it out, is how he was able to wear this on a roller coaster and still get this perfect 3D model. Like to me, it should be sitting in one spot still
Yeah,
and shooting out lasers, but he's able to wear it and it still figures it out. So he wore this thing on his chest, rode
impressive.
Space Mountain, and got a perfect 3D rendering of the entire attraction. And it like
Wow.
got everything, like the walls, the track, the other cars, like everything. It totally picked it up in this rendering. Very cool. And then he then takes his 3D rendering and uses it on a 3D printer and prints out an entire like
What of the
bone
track?
structure
That's
of
tight.
Space Mountain.
That's pretty cool.
It's hecka cool. I was so blown away by that. And then also, he wrote it on Haunted Mansion. And when he showed the rendering of that one, I'm like, that's the exact shape of Haunted Mansion. So not only does it pick up, like, I don't know, it just really shows for Disney's use of space because you can tell by the shape of his thing that it picked up everything somehow. This machine picks up everything, and there's something in every section of it. It's not a bunch of dead space, no pun intended for the Haunted Mansion, but very cool.
You
So
know, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so just check that out sometime. Mark Rober on YouTube, Space Mountain, look it up. He has a whole section on how this works for like Teslas and other cars for like braking, like emergency braking and stuff. So you can skip maybe the middle of it. The Disneyland part stuff is at the beginning and the end of the episode, but it's all fascinating. So I would suggest just watching it.
My favorite is he has glitter bombs that he makes for package
Oh, maybe I
thieves.
do know this guy because I've seen
That's
the glitter
that is
bombs
what made
before.
him pretty popular, and people
Oh,
start copying. But guess what? Alarm, alarm, alarm. Ring the bell. I am now in the
oh
Epic
shoot.
Universe. Queue entrance
Oh
for one part.
shoot.
Enjoy one day at Universal Epic Universe preview date. Okay, it's a preview date. This is before it opens to the public. Annual pass holders only, and I'm looking for the 20th. And if the 20th is not available, I'll be very sad. And it turns
Easter
out
Sunday.
April 20th is available. It's
Get
$143.65
it.
with tax. I'm adding it to cart. You can only add one
Woo!
person, only one,
You have
because
to go by yourself?
annual pass holder. I do have to go by myself, but that's why I want the 20th to arrange with other people I know who are going.
Oh, good.
Uh-oh, I'm shaking. I selected the date and it just went back to the same page. Add to
Oh my
cart.
gosh.
It's just going back. Some items in your cart
Anticipation.
are no longer available
Oh,
or exceed. Okay. It thinks I put two tickets in because
oh,
I was clicking like a crazy person.
eh, okay.
Um,
Can you
I'm
fix it to one?
entering. I fixed it. I'm entering my credit card information.
Okay. What is your credit card number?
Okay, valid April 20th. Luckily, it's already pre-filled, so you don't get to hear it. My credit card number. It says continue, it has my name. Please double check your order details and place your order. My heart is beating very fast. Confirmation done. Purchase.
Oh, April 20th, you get to go?
Yep.
Wow, that's Easter
420.
Sunday. 420,
Whoa.
Easter
Oh my God.
Sunday.
Epic. It's going to be the most epic Easter 420
Can
of all
you
time.
please get fucking high as shit and record the entire
I
day
can't.
of
I can't. You know
420?
why? Because I have to be paying attention. Like so many things happening. Um, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to pay
it would be
attention.
so funny.
I know. I know. It's only letting me buy one too. I was like, oh, I would buy one for like the 18th and go
Yeah.
twice, but nope, one per person per ever per
Dang.
lifetime, I guess. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
congratulations,
Thank
Mike.
you.
What a
What a
great way
rush.
to wrap up this episode.
Wow. I'm glad that happened live. The audience got to experience it, and many know what we're talking about. It even had the little man on the meter going all day. I've
Oh
been waiting
boy, the
since
green guy.
1 o'clock p.m. I've been on 1 o'clock p.m. It is
That's
now
insane.
almost 9 p.m. here in Florida.
What a day.
What
Well,
a day!
congratulations. We got to hear you capture a annual pass preview of Epic Universe. Big deal. I can't wait to hear more about that.
Yeah.
We also talked about D23 Spotlight Series, some fun things coming to Disneyland, and then we stepped outside of Disney a little bit and went to WonderCon with the Science of Disneyland and onto YouTube for Mark Rober, evidently your favorite YouTuber. So,
Yeah, he's great.
woo!
Wow. Well, thank you everyone for listening along with us. We hope you enjoyed episode 235 of the Disney Holics Show.
Follow us on social media at the Disneyholics.
And if you want to get in touch, send us a DM on Instagram or contact us at thedisneyholics.com. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.